break here on 102.7 FM, 1240 AM Outlaw Country. It is halftime here in Frenchtown, Montana, as your Whitefish Bulldogs trail the Frenchtown Broncs at the half, 17-6. It's been one of those halves where just not a lot has gone right for the Dogs. 2 turnovers in the first half. They've punted several times, and it's just kind of Frenchtown just taking advantage. Frenchtown has 7 points off the turnovers, but early on you have the interception by Luke Dalen that Frenchtown that just had 10 yards to go on third down. Just a pass, just one of those just lofted lob passes, the fade route into the back corner of the end zone. Frenchtown goes up 7-0 as Rodoni finds Shaw to make it 7-0. And then you have Kleinsmith late in the first quarter to add a 31-yard field goal to make it 10-0. After a Whitefish fumble sets up Frenchtown in plus territory, Frenchtown's Kleinsmith would then miss a 24-yard field goal to make it 10-0. And then the Whitefish Bulldogs, that one drive, got something going. Luke Dalen, 80 yards on the ground on that one drive. They capped it off with a 9-yard run to make it 10-6. But then midway through the second quarter, Frenchtown would break out the trickery, a halfback pass as Connor Klimble found his receiver, Correct, for 28 yards to make it 17-6. And that's where we stand here at the intermission. Frenchtown right now just too big, too strong, too fast here for the Dogs as Whitefish nothing in the pass game right now. Dalen 3 of 6 for 21 yards and an interception through the air. Dalen on the ground, 6 carries for about 92 yards. Cole Moses, 5 carries for only about 13 yards. Whitefish Bulldogs here with 126 yards of total offense here for the Dogs. And just other than that one drive, they just haven't really been able to get much going. That halftime adjustments are going to be big. Can you get some stops defensively, and can you get some momentum offensively? For Frenchtown right now, Rodoni looks like he is 3 of 5 for about 31 yards, but his passing completions are coming when they need it on some big downs. But right now, Cole Johnson, we're seeing why he's one of the best backs in Class A. 12 carries for about 60 yards, and they got different players that are getting things done here. As you got Klimple with a couple of carries for 9 yards. Rodoni, the quarterback, he's got a couple of carries for about 14 yards. Corrette with a couple of carries for about 7 yards. But those turnovers right now, the difference. Whitefish losing the turnover battle 2-0. Whitefish kicks off to start the third quarter of action. So we'll see what happens here. We're going to take another quick timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at some scores around the valley here. Glacier in action tonight. We'll take a look at East Helena and Billings Central as well. And then we'll hear from Cooper Akey as I caught up with him earlier this week. You are listening to 102.7 FM at 1240 AM Outlaw Country. Halftime Dog Trail 17-6. Looking for the comeback trail. Looking to show that resiliency in the second half. We're back after this.
For a wide scope of activity.
Outlaw Country, winding things down here on this Friday evening. This is a tough one, folks. This is a tough one to swallow as the Whitefish Bulldogs. The championship endeavors falls just short in this one, 23-20. As the Whitefish Bulldogs, a great second half. I mean, when you really think back on this, Whitefish held the ball in the second half for, 4 minutes? And scored 14 points? I mean, they had the ball barely at all in this second half. I mean, look at this second half numbers. Frenchtown scored to go up 20-6 with 3:39 to go in the third. Whitefish responded 2 minutes later with a 47-yard touchdown pass from Luke Dalen and Cole Moses on 4th and 7. Whitefish got the football with 3:45 to go in the fourth quarter. They scored 2.5 minutes later. They had the ball for 4.5 minutes. That's it. And they scored 14 points. They realistically, they just ran out of time. And that's, man, if you're going to go down, though, at least they went down fighting. They can go down with their heads held high. This was a fantastic season. I mean, let's run through this before we really get to the numbers here. This Whitefish football team, they're going to finish the year 8-3, right? They were 4-1 in conference play on the season, 8-2. They're going to finish the season 8-3. Their 3 losses are going to be by a combined 8 points. They lost to Sioux Falls in the regular season by 1. They lost to Hamilton by 4. And they lost to Frenchtown by 3. I mean, they were in every single game this year. They never got blown out. This is the 5th time since the turn of the century that Whitefish has even made it to the semifinals. You got the 0-1 team, the 0-2 team who made it to the state championship and lost to Fergus. 2014 team made it to the semis. 2015 team won the championship, and the 2025 team made it to the semis. Only the 5th team since 2000. You can count on both your hands how many times Whitefish football has made it to the state semis since the early 70s. That 79 championship team. Yeah, no touch by Shestack at all in this game. But the 1979 state championship team, 2015 state championship team, you had a handful of others throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s that made it to the semifinals, made it to the championship. I mean, when it's all said and done, this is going to go down as one of the top 20 teams in Whitefish football history ever. Since 2000, it's one of the best teams to ever lace it up for these seniors. Don't want to name them all here. For all these seniors here for Whitefish, the way that they go out fighting. They go out. I mean, Jordan Harmon gets banged up in this one, continues to fight for John McLaughlin, for Joey Priegel, for Jordan Harmon, Cooper Akey, Tate Orm, Landon Norberg, Cole Moses, Colt Moss, Sam Nissen, Aaron Anderson, Johnny Kaye, who got injured earlier in the season, Walker Williams, Connor Cornutt, Sam Akey, Creed Scott, Anderson Brill, for those seniors to be able to come back the way they did, to make this a game, to not give in. I mean, there was plenty of times where Frenchtown, it looked like they were about to open the door and run away with it. They had a missed field goal. They only punted it once, did Frenchtown, in this ballgame. They commanded the clock in the second half, and Whitefish was right there in it with a chance at the end. And taking a look at some of these numbers here for the Whitefish Bulldog, Luke Dalen officially finishes the night. Looks like 9 of 15 for about 121 yards. He has a touchdown toss and an interception in the running game. Dalen, 12 rushes for about 41 yards. Again, most of his rushes, though, in this game, it wasn't design run. It was those scrambles. That 80-yard or 79-yard, 71-yard rush where the Whitefish Bulldogs first scored, that was a scramble play. It was a dead ball. It was nothing downfield, and he just took off. So 80, really, when you think about it, had 61 rushing yards on 10 carries. I mean, Frenchtown bottomed him up, but Luke Dalen, 141 or so on the ground, had a couple of touchdowns in this one as well. Cole Moses, 6 carries for just about 16 yards in this one. No penalties going against Whitefish, but those 2 first-half turnovers were huge as Frenchtown with the interception and the forced fumble on the kickoff. Those 2 turnovers really early in the game just kind of set the tone for this one. For Frenchtown, Rodoni finishes, looks like about 6 of 9 for about 63 yards or so in this ball game. On the ground, Frenchtown just all over the place. Cole Johnson, before getting kicked out of the game, finishes 25 carries for about 150 yards. You had Connor Klimple with a couple of carries for about 17. Rodoni, the quarterback, with 10 carries for about 28. Corritt with 6 carries for about 16, and then Forthofer a couple of carries for about 10. So Frenchtown finishes with 150, 175, 205, about 215 on the ground for Frenchtown, matching basically their season average. But again, the turnovers, the short field really helped with that. And then Whitefish, again, the comeback, trying to come back, the resiliency to make this a game. I mean, I just hope these guys, they're giving the fight song right now to the Whitefish contingency that is here. And again, I just hope that these guys hold their heads high. And for the underclassmen, for the juniors, for the sophomores that are coming back next year, this senior class really laid the groundwork of what this season could come. You look at some of these guys that are going to return next year. Luke Dalen's going to be even better next year. Vance Schweiger is going to be a name to really watch out for next year in that linebacker and running back room. Anchors on the line, Leo Bungener and Braden Dunn. Sam Rainford in the receiver, Austin Alton. Bear Barker, a playmaker. I mean, there's a lot of guys that can come back, that can take from what this year's team did and build on it. Coach Bolwig said last week, hey, we don't want, playoffs aren't the standard. We don't want to just get to the playoffs and be happy. It's not get to the quarterfinals. We want to be competing for a championship every year. And this year's senior class really did lay the groundwork for that. Again, a recap of this one. Frenchtown would score early in this one, 7-0 with 8:31 to go in the first quarter after a Luke Dalen interception set up a Rodoni to Michaud, a 10-yard touchdown pass. Frenchtown would add on a field goal late in the first quarter to make it 10-0. And then after a fumble on the kick return, Frenchtown would get the ball but missed on a 24-yard field goal. That set the stage for Luke Dalen on the scramble drill, the 71-yard rush, then finished it off with a 9-yard run to make it 10-6. Halfway through the first half, that second quarter, was that halfback pass from Connor Klimple to Corritt for 28 yards. That made it 17-6. Frenchtown had the ball to start the second half. They drove the length of the field, held the ball for 8 minutes and 21 seconds, finished it off with a 32-yard field goal to make it 20-6. And then Luke Dalen to Cole Moses not even 2 minutes later on that 4th and 7 to make it 20-13. Frenchtown, another big drive. Took the clock all the way down to 4 minutes. They had the ball for 8 minutes and 9 seconds. 9 minutes and 9.5, 10 minutes from the end of the third to the fourth field goal, 25-yarder to make it 23-13. Whitefish, 2 minutes later, able to drive down the field. Luke Dalen, a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Then the onside kick couldn't recover it. And then Frenchtown would hit the first down on a 3rd and 5 as Rodoni snuck it through on the quarterback keeper. So a fantastic season for the Dogs comes to a close as the Whitefish Bulldogs officially finish the year 8-3 overall. They lose all 3 games by a combined 7 points. 8 points on the year. And this team made it to the semifinals the first time in a decade. This team's going to be remembered for a long time, no matter what. Congratulations to the Whitefish Bulldogs on a fantastic season. And a big thanks, once again, as always, to all of our sponsors for helping make this broadcast possible. Our scoreboard sponsor, Hill Brothers, pre- and post-game sponsor, Scenic Zip Trip, and Piggyback Barbecue. Our halftime sponsor, Whitefish Credit Union. Player of the game sponsor, Ortho Rehab. Timeout sponsor, American Bank. National Anthem sponsor, Cowgirl Coffee. Starting lineup sponsor, State Farm, Joe Akey. Highlight sponsor, Exceed Chiropractic. Digital sponsor, D.A. Davidson. Jersey Boys, our 50-yard line sponsor. The rest of our sponsors, Pin & Q, Three Rivers Bank, M&C Tire, Whitefish Eye Center, Stumptown Snowboards, Glacier Medical Associates, Universal Athletics, National Parks Realty, Whitefish Lake Restaurant, Great Northern Bar and Grill, Nelson's Hardware, Schellinger Construction, Dalen Dental, Bulldog Saloon, Whitefish, Huck's Place, Northern Lights Dentistry, Zatuni Hansen Interiors, and the press box sponsor, the Stumptown Ice Dam, where I broadcast from all season long. Well, it's going to be a quick break, a little bit of a break here for Bulldog Sports as you got the Bulldog basketball team, the next sport that will be aired live right here on 102.7 FM and 1240 AM Outlaw Country. Their first game, the weekend of December 13th and 14th here in Frenchtown for the annual Western A tip-off tournament. I'll have the call for that. Also, be broadcasting. Stay tuned. We got our annual Toys for Tots coming up here this December as well. Really happy and proud to be a part of that. But once again, for the Whitefish Bulldogs, for this senior class, going out in a strong way as one of the best teams to ever do it. Cole Moses, Luke Dalen, or not Luke's a junior, he's coming back, but Cole Moses, Aaron Anderson, those captains, Cooper Akey, as well as Anderson Bill, those captains are going to be missed big time. But you got some one, some big shoes to fill, and two, you got a lot of juniors and sophomores ready to step into that role and fill it. So once again, the Whitefish Bulldogs, their run comes to a close here in the state semis as they fall to Frenchtown 23-20. For one last time this football season, for everyone at B Broadcasting Radio Network, for my fiance Brittany Brown, taking some phenomenal photos and videos. As always, I am Cole Havens. I hope you have a great rest of your night. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and following the Dawgs all season long, and it's been a pleasure of mine to just being able to bring you the call of these wonderful, wonderful kids. And we're going to send you back to our regularly scheduled programming. As always, thanks again. Drive safe. Have a great